Hey there, it's Sarah Haas. You're listening to the Boss Body Podcast, and I am so glad you're here. As we are wrapping up season 4, I'll be taking a short break to get everything ready before we kick off season 5 in the new year. In the meantime, I'll be sharing some of my favorite episodes, maybe some you haven't had a chance to listen to yet, or maybe you'll catch some hidden gems you might have missed the first time around. This is your chance to revisit a few of the most powerful and thought provoking episodes from our first 4 seasons. And while I'm on this little break, I'm hard at work behind the scenes, planning even bigger and better things for next season. Thank you so much for being here, and I can't wait to share the incredible guests and inspiring content I have lined up for you next year. Welcome, beautiful soul. You're listening to the Boss Body Podcast, where we empower busy women in midlife, menopause, and beyond with the tools they need to release weight, physical, mental, and emotional, to create the vibrant, healthy life they deserve. If you're successful in so many areas of your life, but you struggle to give yourself the same love and care you offer everyone else, you've found your community. I'm your host, Sarah Haas, women's weight release and body love coach, and I'm here to help you age radiantly, feel good in your body, and live a joyful, energized life now and for decades to come. Hello, and welcome to the Boss Body Podcast. This is Sarah Haas. I am so happy that you're here with me. I'm excited to dive into this week's topic. It is something that's on a lot of people's minds right now. I know I've been talking a lot about New Year's resolutions and your goals and sticking to it. And I want to kind of continue along with that same theme this week. So today I am going to give you the top 4 reasons that you can't stick to your diet and what to do instead. So I'm hearing from a lot of you that you've set resolutions, you're all enthusiastic at first, and then your motivation starts to wane and you start kind of falling off the wagon. And before you know it, you've spiraled out, which is so common. Please know that you are not alone and that it isn't your fault. And I'm going to explain that here in just a minute. When I first start working with women, I always start with asking the question, what is it that you want? If you envisioned your life, if I could wave a magic wand and make you, your body, your life, your health look exactly how you want it, what would that look like? And some of the things that I hear are, I just want to be at a healthy weight. I'm not trying to be skinny. I'm not trying to be like I was in my 20s, but I want to be at a comfortable, healthy weight, and I want to feel good in my own body. I want to be able to move around freely. I want to be able to play with my kids or my grandkids. I want to be able to go hiking or walking or take an exercise class or go bike riding at the beach, whatever that may be. And what they say is they want a healthy lifestyle. They don't want to have a diet. They don't want to be on a diet and then off a diet. They just want a very healthy lifestyle that feels good, that they can stick with. And I hear from you that you want to be confident. You want to feel sexy and feel vibrant. You want to slip on clothes that you love and you want to feel comfortable in them, and you want to be fine with having your picture taken or going to the beach or wearing shorts, and that you want to be in control. You're tired of feeling like your schedule and your cravings and all of that are controlling you, and that you're at the mercy of your day and your schedule. And you really want to feel like you are the one in control of these things. And you want to know that whatever plan you're on, you can maintain it forever. And I want to tell you that that is not only possible, that I am seeing this over and over and over again in the women that I work with. So if you have been getting discouraged, if you're feeling down on yourself, if you're feeling like you've tried and failed over and over again, I'm going to give you some really, really good tips today to get you on your path to getting to that healthy, comfortable weight and feeling confident and knowing that you are taking care of yourself. So I mentioned a minute ago that I am going to prove to you that it's not your fault. So when I first talk with women often, and I will be asking them, about their lives and about their health and what their goals are and what issues they've been running into. The biggest thing that comes up over and over again is, I just don't have willpower. And I hear that over and over again. If I could just have willpower, if I could just make this work, if I could just stick to it. And that is so false because, first of all, willpower comes and goes for everyone. Enthusiasm, motivation, all of those can come and go depending on your life, depending on your stress, depending on your job, your family, a whole number of things. And so that's very natural. And the biggest issue is not you. The biggest issue is the diet. Diets are set up to fail. I know that sounds counterintuitive because that's not the message we get in the media, because there's always the next new thing, these fads that come and go. There's keto, there's intermittent fasting, and everybody wants to say, okay, your last thing didn't work, but this is the new thing. This is why it's going to work. And coming up with like a new twist on things and a new way of packaging it, a new supplement, a new way of working out, whatever. And the truth is, that's I compare it to like fashion. You know how every year the styles change. So one minute it's high-waisted, the next minute it's low-waisted, and then it's skinny jeans, and then it's flare jeans. And the reason it keeps changing is because the fashion industry is changing it because they want you to buy a new wardrobe every year. And it's the same thing with the dieting industry. They're out there coming up with some new trick, some new quick fix, some new, idea, just eat grapefruit because it burns fat, just drink liquids or, whatever. And I want you to know that the problem isn't you. The problem is the plan. And the truth is, a lot of these diets do work. You're on a plan and you do lose some weight until it doesn't work, and until many times you end up gaining the weight back and then some. And then you feel bad about yourself, and then you feel like you failed, and that only impedes your progress. So I want to tell you the 4 reasons why you're not able to stick to these diets and these health plans. And I'm also going to give you the way to turn it around to find something that really does work for you. Number 1 is, so many of these plans are restrictive and just plain miserable. Keto means you never eat any carbs, or you're restricting your calories, or you are, eating smaller servings and concentrating on what you can't have all the time. And you end up hungry, you end up hangry, and you're miserable. Or you're eating food that you don't actually like, these diet foods. And the truth is, 5% of people who lose weight on a restrictive diet end up keeping the weight off. And that means 95% of people who lose weight on a restrictive diet end up gaining the weight back. So think of it this way. If there was a classroom and 95% of the students failed, would you blame the students or would you blame the teacher. So that's a really good mindset flip so that you can see how these plans are really stacked against you. And if you're miserable, you aren't going to sustain it. So I always tell people never sign up for any kind of health or wellness plan that you don't enjoy. Because if you don't enjoy it, if you're miserable, you are not going to stick with it. So the solution is finding a plan that you actually enjoy, that you don't feel restricted, that you are enjoying the food, that you're not going hungry, and you don't need any of these super restrictive or cutting out one whole food group. You don't need anything so hardcore. We really need to just get back to some simple basics. We need to be eating more fruits and veggies. We need lean protein. We need healthy fats. We need fiber. We need to be eating in a way that is balanced and is nourishing and that feels good and that's moderate. We don't need to be restricting all the time. I like to follow an 80-20 rule. So 80% of your eating is good and healthy and clean, and 20% is the indulgences. This is on vacation, or this is a night out to dinner, or this is when you go to a party. You can't restrict and deprive yourself all the time, because that's the reason that you're on again, off again. And if you have a plan that just constantly is telling you to restrict, cut back, don't have, you aren't going to stick to it, because you're just eventually just going to go completely in the opposite direction. So finding something that is sensible and healthy and balanced is the key. If you overindulged a bit over the holidays, oh my goodness, have I got the thing for you. Coming up February 6th, I'm kicking off my free 5-day Break Up with Sugar challenge. We're going to slay that sugar dragon and change your relationship with sugar forever. You will not believe what can happen in just 5 short days. A major decrease in cravings for sugar and unhealthy snacks, skyrocketing your energy from the time you get up till the time you go to bed, clearer thinking, higher productivity, better mood, clearer skin, better sleep, and bonus, start releasing weight immediately. It's a total reboot for your taste buds so you can get control over your cravings instead of your cravings controlling you. Join me for this free challenge by signing up at sarahhaaswellness.com, and I'll also put a link in the show notes below. See you there. And the second reason that a lot of these diets fail is they are simply too overwhelming. You know what I mean? They give you a huge book or a huge list of do's and don'ts, and then you have all this cooking and meal planning and exercises, and you are expected to completely overhaul your life all at once. And you're busy. You're already busy. You have families, you have jobs, you have responsibilities, and adding in all of this at once is going to be too overwhelming. And you can sort of push through it for a little while, but meanwhile, you're getting worn down. You're getting more and more tired. So a lot of you feel like, oh, I didn't stick to it because I didn't have willpower. Well, actually, you didn't stick to it because it's way too much to ask of yourself all at once. And you actually just got exhausted and couldn't do it anymore. And another thing is, I hear this all the time, is they want your whole day centered around food. You're planning, you're shopping, you're cooking, you're prepping. So the key here is not taking on too much all at once. Finding a plan that gives you small steps where you can implement one thing at a time, and slowly that will build up and create a major transformation. Sometimes this isn't what you want to hear because you're sick of carrying the weight. You want to be healthy and you want to be healthy yesterday. But deep down, you know you've tried these quick fixes over and over and over again. And if they aren't working, they're not gonna work. There's not the next best thing. There's not one diet that's just a one size fits all that's going to work for everybody. I know that's not what you want to hear, but that is the truth. So let me help you with a little mindset here on this issue is when you're taking small steps, if you made a 1% improvement every week, okay, 1%, that would be a 52% improvement by the end of the year. Now, think about if between now and the end of this year, you had improved your healthy living, your lifestyle by 52%. That's pretty significant, right? So stick with it one step at a time, and just staying consistent is the key. These all or nothing plans don't work, so you need to get off that wagon. The third reason that most diets fail is they're not addressing the deeper reasons. They're not addressing the actual root of the problem, which is unhealthy patterns that keep you in a self-sabotaging cycle, the weight cycling, the losing and gaining. And what I mean by these kind of deeper reasons is like emotional eating. Are you eating because you're lonely? Are you eating because you're stressed? Are you eating because something isn't working in your life and you don't want to deal with it? You know, we all need to feel good. And if we're not feeling good, we're going to seek out something to help us feel better. And food is always there for you. It doesn't disappoint. It always kind of gives you that boost. And if that's something that you've been going to for a long time, it's not an easy pattern to break. But if you don't get under the surface and figure out what are you missing? What are you craving? What are you actually hungry for? The pattern is going to keep repeating itself. So if you don't get to the root of the problem, you're never going to be able to break free of that cycle. And there's so many things that you can do to start uncovering what those patterns are and uncovering those deeper reasons. And it starts with self-care. It starts with slowing down. It starts with thinking about where am I unhappy in my life, or where am I not getting something that I need, and what small changes can I make to start moving in a different direction. Again, it's not all or nothing. If you realize that your job or your relationship aren't working for you, it's not like you have to go, okay, tomorrow I'm going to go in and quit. It's small steps. It is maybe brainstorming, maybe asking at your job if there could be another area that you could work in, or a different project that you could work on, or maybe you go back to school and just start investigating. So it's really important to start going inward and looking inside and listening to your thoughts and to your feelings so that you can figure out what isn't working for you and what those root issues are that you have so that you can start working through those. And the fourth reason that so many of these diet plans fail is that you're trying to do it alone. You're in isolation, trying to make a major life change in a vacuum. And it is so hard to do any kind of big change when you're alone. And it can be really tough when you're just trying to face this without any help, without any support. And like I said before, you know, motivation will naturally come and go. And it really makes a difference if you have some kind of support system to keep you motivated, to keep you feeling supported, to keep moving you forward. This can look like a lot of different things. This can be a group. This can be a coach. This can be a workout buddy. But finding ways so that you aren't just doing this alone, getting your family on board so that everybody is helping come up with your recipes and your meal plans. And then the other thing is when the support comes in is figuring out what these self-sabotage patterns are. So we talked a second ago about the inner issues, the deeper rooted problems that keep you in these unhealthy patterns. And sometimes we can't figure that out on our own. We can't figure out, it's around and around and around in our brain. It keeps going in a cycle and we keep trying to figure it out. So sometimes it really takes an outside person just to sort of listen and observe and give you some input and some feedback. And that can be really illuminating and really eye-opening. So finding ways to get support, to get motivation, to get accountability, however that looks for you, is going to go a long way to getting you on a plan and keeping you consistent. So I want to tell you about a brand new program that I have created that is going to give you all of this that we have just talked about and more. It's called Mastering Your Midlife Metabolism. And this is going to be a 6-week group coaching program. It starts February 23rd, and I am going to be opening enrollment soon. But if you want to get on the VIP list, I'm going to give you a way to do that. So I want to just take a second to tell you about this program. It is a simple, proven path for women over 40 to permanently reduce weight and step into a consistent, healthy lifestyle. And what I mean by that is in this program, in this 6 weeks, you're going to learn to start releasing weight immediately. You're going to set up an exact framework so that you can eat healthy and be well in a way that you can maintain forever. We're going to talk about how to nourish your body, but still be flexible with your food. We're going to talk about self-care and how you can easily weave that into your everyday routine. We're going all in on getting rid of cravings for sugar and unhealthy carbs. And I'm going to help you get control over that emotional eating and figure out those deeper inner reasons. You're going to cultivate self-love, self-compassion, and self-acceptance, and learn how to really feel good in your body forever. So if you're interested, here's what the 6-week program comes with. 6 weeks of live online group weight release coaching. You'll have a private Facebook community, so you'll have all that love and support and accountability and motivation that I mentioned earlier. We're going to do live Q&A sessions every week. I'll be giving you lots and lots of easy, quick, simple, delicious recipes and meal plans and shopping lists. I'm going to give you that step-by-step structure to start implementing all these habits so that they build on each other and end up with big transformations. We'll do journaling and mindset exercises, and I'm going to give you all the workbooks and PDFs and cheat sheets and checklists to go along with everything. So again, that program is called Mastering Your Midlife Metabolism. And if you're listening to this podcast, I think you're still looking for something. You haven't given up. And I want to give you the simplest, easiest, most joyful solution to the weight cycling issue and to the dieting on again, off again. This is not a diet. This is a healthy lifestyle plan. And it is completely different from any program you've ever tried before. I believe that getting healthy should feel good. It shouldn't be miserable and restrictive. It should fill you with energy and joy and vitality, and you should feel nourished with your body, your mind, and your spirit, and it should last forever. And that is why I created this program. That is why I would love to see you join me. We're starting on February the 23rd, Mastering Your Midlife Metabolism. And if you want to read about it and get on the VIP waiting list, you can do that at sarahhaaswellness.com. And I'm also going to put a link to it in the show notes below. Please go and check it out. There's a reason that you are hearing about this today. And if what I have said in this episode has resonated with you, if you can see yourself in a lot of these things that I've talked about, this is the solution. I have put it all together, the whole enchilada, into one awesome package. So come and check it out. All right. That is everything for today. Thank you again for being here, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. I'm honored that you've chosen to spend your time with me and allowed me to be part of your journey. In case you need to hear this, you are enough. You're smart enough. You're successful enough. You're beautiful enough. You're important enough. You are enough right now, just as you are. You were enough yesterday. You'll be enough tomorrow. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to subscribe and share it with the amazing women in your life who could use a little extra love and support. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.